right YouTube channel. I'll be back in 1 second, y'all. Let me check. Okay, on the right channel. So I'm going to give y'all some additional guidance while I am cleaning and organizing this room for the new path I'm going to be on. So I got to get this room together before I go to bed. So I want to talk to y'all about a few things while I am sorting and organizing. I'm waiting till we get more people in here. Thank you for the donations. Just want to say. So I got a couple of words as a download, and then all of a sudden all this information started to come to me about it. Okay. It took maybe just a few minutes thinking about the words, um and then next you know, further information came. I found I found something else out about um there's three words that came to me. Okay, y'all. Hi everybody. I'll get on video to start with until we get more people in here. I'll get on video, and then I'm gonna go on video so that I can concentrate in peace. For some reason, when you're a spiritual guru or a guide, a minister, or you're guiding, people like to meditate on your third eye while you're teaching, and it's extremely annoying to have people trying to get into my mind while I'm trying to deliver information. So this is why sometimes I like to teach y'all in faceless videos. You'll find that when you do faceless lives and faceless videos, that your frequency is more stable and that you're more connected to your higher power. Okay? Oh, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Hi everybody. Hi everybody. Okay. I'm not gonna be on long because, as I said, I'm not gonna be on screen long. I don't want my brain interrupted while I'm giving y'all these downloads. Okay, that's good to hear. There's some people that's been protesting against my faceless videos, so I don't know why. Okay, so the words that came to me, and you can meditate on this. Okay, if you're watching this video, you're supposed to get these words: clock, schedule, location. Okay, write the words down: clock, schedule, location. And there's a special quote that I saw that finally gave me the clarity, but at the same time I was already doing it, but didn't know exactly why I was doing something. But I came to understand it. So, clock, okay? Some of y'all have all the information, have all the skill. You may not realize it. The only reason why you can't access your skill is that you're not on divine timing that God has selected for you. There's not just a time to succeed, but there's a time for you to take action and continue and be consistent. It's a time for you to start your day and take action. It's not the same time as everybody around you. Okay? I'm not gonna. I'm not. I feel like I have to start letting people think deep on stuff rather than being just shoving all this information in y'all face. So that's something to meditate over. Clock. All the things you know about a clock, and go time travel in your mind through different times of your life and note the time of day. Try to remember the time of day to each time, at least 3 cycles of your life. Try to remember the time of day when you were doing certain things. And then you can ask yourself, well, what didn't I achieve in that part of, in that season of my life? And what didn't I achieve? Then you can pretty much figure out if somehow if the devil had you on his time rather than God's time. And the devil don't always have you on his time. The darkness don't always have you on his time by how it treated you. It could have the way it is playing with your mind. Okay, it could be the content you're consuming, could be made by the devil. So it's messing up your time, your divine timing. And if your divine timing is messed up, so is your frequency, and so is one of your chakras. One of your chakras are always struggling when you're not in divine timing that God has selected for you. I'm a fan of the energy of all creation. So anytime somebody want to argue about God, I say I'm an energyist. There's the Bible religious, there's the spiritualist, and I'm an energyist. Because energy don't lie. Okay? Energy has led us to belief systems, to lifestyles, to whatever. Okay. I didn't say we wasn't. I didn't say we wasn't, but I am teaching in this video, so I will teach in response to your comments. I can't comment to y'all comments and just kick it and like just vibe with y'all, because I'm here to teach. I gotta keep the purpose going. See, I'm gonna tell y'all something else. The reason why some people can't overflow the rest of their metaphysical space with the energy of the thing that they want is because they keep breaking the flow of being focused on it. So I am determined to fulfill my destiny, the part of my destiny in which I'm an energyist, energy then spirit. That means that even when I communicate with y'all, I have to flip right back into, I have to stick right into teaching. Okay? All right. That's good to hear. Here's another thing. Love always gets you something extra somewhere. Do you know that? Do you know that love travels on and on and on energetically? The energy of water and fire, the tiniest little spark will be carrying on and you won't even see it. But everything must land somewhere. Everything must end somewhere. So that love that y'all give me in these comments, it carries on even when I get off this video. It carries on in my mind when I wake up tomorrow. It carries on in my metaphysical space. And then there's a ruling. My angels may decide that they want me to come back on again tomorrow because the love was strong enough that it carried on. It carried on for almost a day. Okay, I'm giving y'all some lost records, stuff that's like the pharaohs would have buried in the sand because they knew that they would lose. They would lose their slaves if the slaves knew this stuff. Hi, everybody. So let's continue. The second word, I'm not going to give y'all all the information because a part of being a team leader and a teacher is allowing the students to do their own research, even if it's just energetically. So I'm going to leave it suspended about the clock. I'm going to leave that record incomplete, but I will give it out in a workshop or article. The rest of it will be in a workshop or article. But it's no fun teaching when everybody around you don't have a chance to find solve other things and discover other things in that of that knowledge. So schedule. Okay. I got 7 people in here. So only one person liked this video. Y'all know how sassy I get. I done did 2 videos. 3 abundant videos today. I'm really surprised that y'all still watching me on Juneteenth, knowing I'm a minority. Let me put the camera. Knowing I'm a minority on Juneteenth and a descendant of documented slaves, which I am, okay, which I can prove through my genealogy report. The point that I'm making is y'all shouldn't be sitting up in here listening to me over and over and over again and can't even help promote the video. Don't be doing that to minorities today. Don't be doing that to women of color on this day. Share and supporting is also another way you get back. You ain't gotta be rich and throw money at us if you ain't got it like that, but it ain't costing you nothing to say thank you. That is real inexpensive. Apologies are expensive. Thank yous are not. And if they are, then you're dealing with a narcissist. If a narcissist need to bend over backwards before saying thank you, need you to bend over backwards before saying thank you, then you dealing with somebody wicked. And that goes for people in this video. Are you a narcissist? How many videos did you watch in mine today and didn't bother to say thank you? Didn't bother to hit like? Withholding love can be just as narcissistic. All right. Y'all know I'll be passing out some hard pills. Okay, so let's continue. The next word on the list is schedule. Okay. I got a download for that. This shocked the hell out of me. Do y'all think that if we look at the saints in the biblical histories or even the Quran or the Torah or all the other religion, most of the saints and important people in their scriptures did not really have a schedule? I don't know. I know everybody say, but I work 9 to 5. That's the only time you need a schedule. Unless you got to get kids to the doctor's appointment, pick up the kids. Other than that, nobody needs a schedule. Nobody needs a schedule for any other thing. Because schedules don't make it happen. As we know, how suddenly you'll stop doing the schedule for weeks on end. Schedules don't make you responsible or irresponsible with how you go through your day. You can be with a narcissist on that schedule, and it's not what makes you irresponsible with your day. Just naturally. What makes all that happen is your emotions. And I keep talking about this. I did countless videos on this channel about emotions. Okay. If you are aware of how you feel about a certain situation that you don't have to do, you do not have to do. Are you aware of your true emotions about it? Once you got that figured out, and you say, I accept these emotions, then when your intuition compel you to do it again or not do it again, you're going to know that you're on time. Keeping it real to your emotions allow you to go through your life. In many parts of your life outside of making money, you go through your life always on time without ever looking at the clock. I have tested this theory. Yes, I am a philosopher, and I have tested it in my own life. Purposely said, I'm just going to let this feeling fill me up. I'm just going to fill up on this about how I feel about going back to the 9 to 5 job life. Should I schedule interviews? They're on my list. But once I let the feeling just go ahead and take me over, take me over. Like make me over. Let the feeling take me over. But make sure it's not complete rage. But any other feeling is okay. It's okay to let sadness take you over. Sometimes you got to let the sadness fill you up until it overflows out of you and you're through with it. at least for the time being, because you can never really get rid of an experience with something, or emotional experience with something. But that's another video. Okay. Time is time. The time of God is what's missing in a lot of divine one's life, because we have been warped and distorted and confused and manipulated so much that now we don't have no idea what the time God chose for us personally. We don't know our own personal time anymore. It's very sad. So it's kind of like, I was just laughing at your comment because somebody said people don't like to support and it's free. Exactly. Woo, child. But they'll sleep with a complete stranger for free. But they will avoid hitting the like button for free. Woo, child. They'll get in strange men's cars and strange men's bed for free. Okay? Or for some food that they could have had for free because it wasn't worth the booty, but they won't hit the like button for free. Okay, y'all know I'm sassy. Okay, I'm supposed to add humor. According to my destiny, I'm supposed to add humor into my life. That's the purpose. Okay, so schedule. One of the bravest things that we all could do now, besides having to go into a 9 to 5 job and have to make money, well, you don't got to do that. You can live off the system too, but you ain't really got to do nothing. Like, to be honest, there's really nothing you got to do. Like, you don't got to raise your kids. You ain't got to take care of your... I think we're in a society where we are told what we can't do when really we don't have to do anything. There's nothing that we have to do. It's literally all a choice. And once you start to program your mind of there's nothing that I have to do unless I want to. There's nothing, I don't have to do nothing. I don't even have to eat. I don't have to breathe. I'm not promoting that. Don't go taking your life. Don't take your life because what I said. Don't do that because this is not an occult. But technically, you do not need to have air coming in your mouth if you don't want it. You just don't. When you don't have any of that in your mind, that I don't have to do nothing. When you don't have that in your mind, you are at all, like never have that in your mind. You will definitely end up being on the wrong time for your purpose. At some point, what will happen is you'll start doing things that you not only you don't have to do, but you shouldn't do. But you'll never really know because you haven't learned the pleasure of not doing things you don't want to do. Once you know that pleasure, then you'll know. Once you know that pleasure feeling, then you'll know it when you later on stop doing things you don't want to do. Meaning, after you got that mindset that I'm not doing nothing I don't want to do, I don't have to do nothing. Once you get that mindset and you stop doing things you don't want to do, you'll have the pleasure. So basically, I'm trying to break it down, y'all. It's a very complicated record that they gave me, the Holy Spirit gave me. So I'm really trying to get y'all to understand that the aftermath of the pleasure determines also whether you're on divine timing, but also determines what you're doing. Was you supposed to do it? Because if you still enjoyed it, but you still went dark after the feeling of enjoyment, then you might have been not on the right divine timing for it. You might have been influenced to do it. Maybe you saw other people talking about that or doing this, so you did it. And you did it at that time too, but it really wasn't the time or what you were supposed to do. The aftermath feeling don't lie. It just doesn't lie, y'all. So you can go ahead and find the timelines and the times is not for you by just reflecting on the after feelings of the things you were doing at certain times. Okay, it's getting really deep. Can I get there's men stuff in here. Somebody left their stuff. I think my nephew. But anyway, can I get some likes on here? When I get more support, I'll keep talking. I don't think I even want to continue because I feel like people are acting a little bit too entitled and privileged to my knowledge this week. And it's turning me off, y'all. It's turning me off. I'm trying not to play like favorites on this channel, but I know who all my regular supporters is. So it's about to push me into saying, F it, I'll just do private videos and send them the link. What is the point? Like, what is the point if public people can't? I show the smallest appreciation. Okay. Now the third word is location. Okay. So just make sure that, first of all, I'm gonna tell you right now, location can be a huge interference. Or it could be a blessing in disguise. You don't even know that it's abundant for you, that it's a part of the reason why the abundance came. So if you're not sure, like some of y'all are like, yeah, I'm leaving, I'm moving on, I'm moving out of this neighborhood, I'm looking for an apartment to move in by the fall before the winter come. If y'all in that energy, you still, I literally feel before anyone goes and move anywhere, they actually need to try to be in that area as often as possible for like a week or two. That way they know if that area is one of the assigned areas that you have to be in your game of manifesting. Because this is a bona fide game we in. And this and there's thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of rooms, and people are running into each other's room trying to get manifesting rather than just find their signature room. And the only way, as I said, to find your signature casino room that's in this enormous world-sized casino, planet-sized casino. Ooh, child, planet-sized casino. Instead of if you found your own room, you would have to rely on your own intuition of whether you're in the right time for it. Some people are so cut off their divine timing that they cannot stop getting tarot card readings. They cannot stop pulling cards. They've been so warped and distorted and confused by other people, other gurus, influencers, family members, ex-loves, neighbors, sisters and brothers, that they're like, I don't even know when is the time for myself anymore. I can't even sense it. If this is happening to you and you're always questioning whether it's the time for you, you probably there's people or there's a place in that location that you have to ghost. You just have to ghost it. You know, for me, it was this one karaoke bar I was going to. It is one part of the neighborhood I grew up in. Every single time I would go over there at the same time on a Saturday, I was totally blocked for days after that. Or all of a sudden, I started questioning my value, whether I was on time for my singing, or it was just a lot of doubt coming in. And I remember not even barely getting any downloads. So even though, yeah, it was on time for me, I thought it was on time for me because I was going to have fun, but I didn't remember how it always ended. I was so stuck on the fun part of the night rather than how it ended. and it always ended dark. Something always happened. Somebody always tried me. Somebody disrespected me or broke my car or something. I didn't realize that that was a signal that this place is more dark at this time of day. For me, it is. So I cannot go to this place no more. But I do need to find out where I should be at this time of day. I need to figure that out. Do you know that it's not always a person that's blocking you from your destiny? It is sometimes a location. And it doesn't matter how nice the village is or how nice the house is. That location behind our world, our glamour of a beautiful home and beautiful city could actually be a lot of darkness that ain't in alignment with our energy. So you still can't live there. Okay? So when you ask yourself, I need the right time, I need to be on the right time, I need to get things done, I need to be ground, I need to, when should I do this, and blah, blah. Well, so and so, Andrew Tate said, do this at 5 a.m. and Master Subri said, get up at 4 a.m. When you're thinking about all that, just think, remember that you are letting someone play God of your destiny. You're saying, maybe God, you're saying, I don't care if God said there's a different time. It's the time that Andrew Tate and Master Suru and Abraham Hicks. Because, boy, she's like a magician when she's teaching it, like manipulative. I'm going to just go ahead and be quiet with that. I ain't team Abraham Hicks. I'm not. She teaches the dark way of manifesting, of energetically attracting what you want. She teaches it the disguised dark way, which I can prove. But anyway, location. Okay, location. When you feel intuitively that you have to say no to something, you're like, why do I feel like I should say no to this and no to that? Why does it seem like if I don't say no to this, I'm gonna go through the same stuff? Them was some of the main signs that the Creator is trying to get you completely on time with your destiny or whatever you're cosmically chosen in abundance to deliver. We are all chosen to deliver something in infinite abundance. That even if we were locked in a room and we didn't see how everybody else was achieving it, we would still achieve it. That's the difference between people who are just hacking the metaphysical spaces around other people to do it, and then the people who are actually chosen to do it can literally do it locked in a dungeon in a basement somewhere, never seeing the world. We can still do it. That's what it means to be connected to a part that's a truly your fated destiny. Okay? No one is willing to test themselves like that. No one is willing to say, I'm going to test myself and see if this is my real destiny. I'm not going to go nowhere else where my destiny's at. I'm going to literally just stay here for months and see what happens. I'm not going to surf none of the genre on YouTube. I'm not going to surf it. I'm not going to listen to nobody else. I'm just going to get exercises out of books and do them without hearing no one teach me, without seeing how no one else did it. People will find out then if it's really their destiny. And I'm saying this because people don't realize they're shapeshifters when they're chasing other people's time because of the destiny they got. So there's people getting up at the time that Master Suru got up, because Master Suru, another trickster, the trickster, I call him the trickster of tricksters. He's royal court for being a trickster. If people get on 4 a.m. time like Master Sobri, They think they'll get millions like him. But do y'all know, if anything, because you're following him, he's most likely going to get something from you energetically and spiritually than you will get from him. Seriously, this is why some teachers want you to get on their schedule. They want you to. Their brain has been more trained and more powerful in that time. So they can hack you faster and more than you can ever hack them spiritually. So don't ever get on other people's time. You get on the time that your energy say, and it will tell you right down to the very microsecond. As long as you honor, if you cannot honor the time of God, then you're not worthy of wealth, and you will suffer having it. You will not die in peaceful wealth energy. And I'm just saying, y'all. I'm just here to help. Okay, so meditate on those three. And there's one other thing. What you do between 4 and 6, between 4 and 6:30 p.m. Should you really be doing that? Most people are jacking up their life, all because what they're doing between 3 and 6:30. And I know people say, no, it's in the middle of the night when they sit up there sleeping with people. Actually, no. No. You ever hear the saying, the road to hell is paved with good intentions? Copyright goes to the author. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. A lot of people do a lot of things they should be doing at 6 p.m. because they think they're doing it in good intentions. Okay? But when people do dirt at night, they know that they're not doing it in good intentions. They know it's bad. Those people are already in hell. But the road to hell paved with good intentions is between 3 p.m. and 6:30 p.m. Okay? For example, there are people who like to show up copying people between 3 p.m., between 2:30 p.m. and 6:30 p.m. They say, well, I'm only doing this, I got good intentions. All right? There's people that get off of work and go cheat on their spouses. They go to their mistress's home, sleep with them, and then go home an hour late after work at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. All right? And they say I got good intentions. I'm just trying to get me some love. I think my wife or husband deserves this. So what I'm doing, I'm not doing it to be wrong to my spouse. So you see what I'm saying? A lot of people make excuses for what they do between 2:30 p.m. and 6 p.m. Kids lie. They go to people's homes. They go smoke weed, do drugs, and then go home and say they was at the after-school program where they wasn't. There's a whole lot of passive-aggressive, bad intentions that people don't know they're doing. Okay? Like listening to other people all because they want to be able to later on pretend to have their power. So, bad intentions. Surfing these apps, trying to see what's trending because their intentions is just to make money. They ain't really trying to hold nobody back. They're not trying to accidentally take somebody's revenue. They're just trying to go ahead and pay their own bills. But they don't realize that they're coming from a place of selfishness. That is not a good intention. That's the delusion of good intention. And so I'm saying this, okay? Most of the time, what people should be doing between 2:30 and 6:30 p.m. is actually connecting with their spiritual being and their creative energy, and having enough time every hour of silence, no talking. No watching, no stalking, no nothing. No monitoring exes, nothing. No getting on Facebook because you're out of work. Now you can surf Facebook. None of that. I'm out of school, so I'm gonna go in and do TikTok. No, I mean it's I decided to delete some parts of my reality to see what kind of reality this will manifest into. What this reality will be forced to transform into. I can't wait to see what it's going to be by the end of this year. Hi, everybody. By the end of this year, it's going to be a totally different reality for me. It's going to be so different. It's going to be obvious. Normally, it takes like 6 to 9 months. So June, July, August, October, November. Definitely by, I would say, I'll start seeing some signs that this reality is very changed. I'll start seeing it within, I guess, 5 months. But then by 9 months, it's going to be like, woo, this is reality really has changed. The point that I'm making, and I can't stop saying the point that I'm making. One day I'll stop saying that phrase. It's my signature phrase, the point that I'm making. Or would y'all rather for me to be to always be soft like I normally am, offline? The point that I'm making. So fake. The point that I'm making, Marilyn Monroe. I kept hearing the word authentic, and I kept saying Marilyn Monroe. And then I was saying, okay, it was reminding me, don't get fake. The creator was reminding me to not give up my genetics and don't get fake. Because she did get surgery done. I don't know if anybody knows. She got surgery done on her face. Marilyn Monroe got plastic surgery. Yeah, she when they found her body, she didn't look nothing like she looked because it was a lot of makeup and when bleaching and surgery, but the surgery all started to collapse as she got old. All right. So, hi, oh, my kitty cats are stretched out in here, getting their belly rubbed. My big cat, Flick. Flick, you want everybody to see you on video? You want they see you on video? Y'all want to see Flick? Flick, you want to be on video? Make sure none of my let me see if I can get Flick on video. Come on, Flicky. But he doesn't like to get picked up really. Look how big he is, y'all. Flicky in the house. Big dog in the house. Big dog in the house. He the new alpha male in the house, y'all. He making sure he keep his weight up. I told him, I said, you going on a diet today, buddy. I'm sick and tired of you. You getting way too big. What you think this is, Lion King? I looked at Flick and was like, what you think you in, Mufasa? He think he Mufasa, y'all. He be pushing the other cats away from the food. Look at this. Look at this cat. No, he don't. Oh, I'm showing everybody what you look like. Diggle, look at his big butt, y'all. He's real heavy. Woo, child, you heavy. Why are you that heavy? Woo, he got to be like 25 pounds. Flicky, you still ain't the biggest cat, but you're second runner-up. I only had one other cat bigger than him, but he was Maine Coon, half Maine Coon. This is what this is how them alley cats get. See them alley cats? This is they can get big so they can fight out in these streets. But Flick is so sweet, y'all. Big as he is, he just don't like to get picked up a lot because he's so heavy. He's scared someone's gonna drop him because he's heavy. But you're such a sweetheart. You're just sweetie. But guess what? If the other cats start a fight with him, he'll try to ignore them at first. But if they continue, he will beat one of them up. Like, he don't start the fights, but he'll finish them. Believe it or not, Hansi is the one to start fights here. Hansi is the one that's real, real bougie and moody and crabby. And he stay trying to get crabby with the other cats, and they be putting their hand up like, what? Okay. No, don't you bite on my cord. Nick, you want to see? You want everybody to see you one more time? He's too big, y'all. Yeah, no, get into my paints. No, you're not. You're not getting my paintsies. He's big, but his mouth ain't big. No, no, don't go back over there. He's trying to get to these paints. Look, y'all. He wants to get this stuff. They ate my brushes. They ate my brushes over here. No. Hi, Flick. Yeah. Did you hear him say hi? You want to say hi? Bye-bye. You want to say hi to mommy? What you messing with? Flicky. No. Y'all, my cats are like so bad. I can barely teach in here. Okay, let me get them out. Go ahead, Flick. Come on. Come on. Y'all, he's like a dog walking in front of me. This is like, wow. That's how big he is. He was literally walking in front of me like a straight up dog, walking out the room. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, I'm gonna comb him today. He's gonna look real good tomorrow. I'm gonna sit up tonight and just brush him down. Then I'm gonna take, if I got some lemongrass over there, I'm gonna take some diluted lemongrass and just wash his fur down after I get all the dead fur out. And then I'm gonna try to do Hansi, but Hansi wanna be bougie. Hansi is a therapy cat that is like, I come when you need me, not when you call. He come without call, but meaning this, he's like, I know when you need me. I think Hansi is psychic. So he's not gonna spoil you spiritually. He like kind of can sense when you need him. And because he's a psychic cat, if y'all ever saw me talk to Hansi, you'd be like, why is he understanding you though? Yeah, because he's psychic, y'all. So he gets irritated by people real fast. Hansi do. You know how we get divine ones? We be like, I want to be alone for a while. That be Hansi. Because he's like, sometimes he can feel the negative energy of the other cats, and he'll be like, or he'll just turn his head like, roll up away from me, you negative. Or he'll literally go like that, like, get away from me, you negative. All right, y'all, I'm going to head on out. Those are some words to think about. I was saying clock, schedule, location. And there was another word that I gave y'all. Oh, time of day. What you doing between 2:30 p.m. and 6:30 p.m. I wrote some of my best work around that time. When other people were surfing the apps, surfing YouTube, gossiping and socializing, competing with their friends in playgrounds and doing TikTok, I was writing some of my best work in here of this year. I was sitting over there when I wrote some of my best poems over the past year, and it was between 2 and 6:30 p.m. And I was sitting over there when I completed my whole book. And I was sitting over here. This here is so powerful. I don't know what's going on with the energy here, but I really think that there's a dark portal over there because I can sense it, and I think that this is some sort of wavelength metaphysical ribbon in which a Holy Spirit comes down. Okay, or my ancestors, family members can come through some sort of clear portal over here. I can feel the difference in the energy here than over there. It just goes darker and darker and darker and darker over there. So I've been testing the energy. So that's another thing. If you don't know if you're on the right time of divine time that God has chosen for you personally, um, literally test the energy, how it feels at that time and in that place. Do that over like 7 days and take note of how you feel when you're in that place at that time and when you leave. What kind of person do you become after you leave that space? I noticed the closer I got over there, the more my motivation and confidence started to decrease in my writing abilities. But when I was over here, it was different. And when I was over there, so this side of the room has less shadow. That side has way too much. And it doesn't matter if I light a candle. I probably could leave a candle burning over there while I'm over here. But I would never create over there even if there was a candle burning there. That probably, whatever the dark energy is, it'd probably make my candle go out anyway. Or my candle light will be unstable. All right, so um that's something to experiment. Energy testing. You know how you test the light in your room or light bulb tested. Okay. Energy test where you're at and write down the time. And then within 2 weeks after doing that, I would say at least 14 to 13 days, 13 to 17 days, then there or at that time was worth it according to your results. We have to be scientists of our own spirits and stop letting all these different ministers and religions just tell us about our spirits. We know they haven't lived the life we live, so they don't know about our frequency or time that we're on. They don't even know how long it's been since we've been off our own time and with God. So the point is, be a chemist, an energy chemist, and a scientist of your own energy. There's 3 things you have to be of your own energy: a researcher, a scientist, and well, that's the investigator, and a filler of your own energy. You do need to look into the science of it, and the spiritual research of it. Like, why would it be like that, or whatever there, or at that time, or whatever for you? What does it mean? That can mean you looking into your Bible scripture numbers. But then there's also just the feel, okay, the flow of emotions. That too is something you have to look into. Okay, as I said, this content shall not be used without my express permission. It's not for fair use. If you're trying to succeed, consider that you're going to have to go out it alone. You're going to have to do some disappearing acts, even where you succeed at. I know that's crazy, that sometimes you got to disappear from where you're already succeeding, even when things are doing good. Because a lot of people are tracking other people's seasons of success and the energy power that you have. So people are making other people, random people, their research subject. Like, they're in operating their room, instead of operating on their own energy, they got random people on their table, on their mental spiritual table, and dissecting and studying and filling out. So sometimes you gotta purposely put yourself in the desert. Literally leave that time of when you're achieving, even while you're at a high point, so that if anybody's been parasitic on you, they start to lose their attachment, or you kick them off. You kick their parasitic their parasite nature off of you. Okay? It's hard for people to ghost something or leave something that they're already getting a lot of abundance for. It's hard for people to just leave it for a while. They think that they're not going to be able to make it when they come back, that there's going to be some sort of major loss. But we know that's not true. We know that that's not true. We know that there's been some celebrities that was gone for 15 years, came back and came out with hits. So my thing is, sometimes you let people see you, sometimes you don't. No matter how much money getting thrown at you, because people always want a good thing. A lot of people want a good thing, and they really don't care. Really don't care if they're using you as their guinea pig to get it. So sometimes you have to throw everybody off divine timing, off your divine timing. They start to question whether they should keep being in your energy at that time because you're not showing up. You need the secret enemies who are tapping into your energy. You need them to become uncomfortable with still being in your time when you ain't even around no more. You're not even keeping in touch. You want them to be fearful that maybe they've been in the wrong time the whole time and you notice it and now they wrong with you. And that's why you ain't showing up at that time, because you knew you realized it was the wrong time the whole time. And they start wondering if now that they going to suffer like they think you're going to suffer because maybe you've been doing it the wrong time the whole time. And them copying you then brought them in the same karma. so this is why you do sometimes just got to go off the grid, really off the grid. Literally. Okay, you don't really owe nobody an explanation. If people's there for you, they'll be there for you when you come back. And if they need to check up on you and whatever, sometimes people check up on you because they want to get a feel of your energy. They want to see what energy you in. So really, you shouldn't be responding to nobody checking up on you until you're ready for them to know what type of energy shift you've had, or spiritual or life shift you had. Okay? Remember, distance also make the eyes go darker. You know they say distance make the heart grow fonder, but also distance make the eyes go darker. So if people been seeing you a little bit too clear, they won't see you that clear because you're distant. And if they can't see you clear, then they can't connect to your spirit like they really want to and expect to. Y'all, distance make the mind grow darker, grow foggier, eyes get foggier. Okay, y'all. All right, if you'd like to send a donation, you can send donations to my Cash App at #Coach B Hunter. Thanks for listening. I'm going to go ahead and get my butt in the shower very soon and shimmy on over. Shimmy, I say shimmy, y'all, because I'm getting old. Look, I'm going to shimmy on over. To the workshops. Ain't that funny to sit up there to be older and be like, I'm a shimmy on over to the mailbox rather than walk. Because you know, when you're young, you walk. When you old, you shimmy. You shimmy to everything. You may not even notice you are. You swear you walk and you be like, I'm walking just as good as these 20-year-olds. Until one day you be like, where that noise came from? You be wondering where you hear a weird sound and yet it was from your feet shimmying across the floor. That's what happened to me. I said, why do I keep hearing this scruffy sound? It keep coming and going. Meanwhile, it was my feet going across the carpet like this. Shimmy. Oh, y'all. I be cutting up. Okay, I'll see y'all later. If y'all want to send a donation, y'all can send donations to my cash app at money sign Coach V Hunter. We're supposed to be finding a way to get back today, so find a way to get back. Okay. You may not be. You may not be. No, you can. You're allowed to help people in secret. White, black, Chinese. You want to help black folks? Don't nobody got to know you doing it. Like, you want to help people who have told you that they had ancestors who were slaves, and I definitely did. My grandfather George Patterson was a 17-year-old slave, and so was his mom and his aunt, and I think one uncle, because I saw the ledger. Okay, but the point that I'm making is, you don't got, if you don't want your own family and race or whatever, and old dry old ignorant tribe to know that you're supporting black people, you ain't got to make it known that you are. You could do it anonymously. I think we all got to start setting up anonymous emails and just start sending gifts to people. You know, books. Here's some free books on Amazon. You know, that way you ain't got to deal with any doubt somebody may have. You know, somebody might reply and say, oh, you only support me because it's Juneteenth, or you only care because we got Pride Month now. You didn't care before. You don't got to hear none of that. You just sent them anonymous gift. The creator know who sent that gift. They don't ever got to know. Don't nobody got to know you sent them a gift. The creator know what you did. Okay? All right. Thanks for listening. Bye, everybody.